welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. It is the third and final thrilling entry to the Lord of the Rings series. Now, before I get started on talking about this particular movie in general, I want to talk about a little bit about the series real quick. I have seen the Lord of the Rings movies countless of times, but I just recently watched the extended versions of the movies for the first time, and I was just in complete awe how much the additional footage adds more depth and story to the overall movies. The extended editions make each of the three movies approximately 4 hours long. After watching the extended versions for the first time, I know that's how I'm going to be watching these movies from now on. It's just the definitive edition. The Lord of the Rings movies overall to me are extremely cathartic, and I can never get tired of watching these fantasy adventure epics set in Middle-earth. Now, after I review Return of the King, I will eventually review the other two movies as well. This movie picks up immediately where the second movie, The Two Towers, ended. Frodo and Samwise continue on their journey to destroy the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom, to save all of Middle-earth once and for all. Gondor is overrun by the Orcs of Mordor, and Aragorn realizes his true identity as the Isildur, and he then journeys with Gimli and Legolas to summon the army of the dead so the tides of battle can be turned. Return of the King is no doubt my favorite movie of the trilogy. Most movie series don't have a great final chapter, but this movie is the best, hands down. I thought the Battle of Helm's Deep and the Two Towers was grand and sumptuous, but the Battle of Pelennor Fields in Return of the King is just totally outdoes it easily by a long shot. I mean, everything about this movie is just utterly fantastic. The development for all the characters in this movie is just tremendously well done, whether it be Frodo or Sam or the other side characters. All the actors in this movie are just simply amazing. Return of the King is a respectively splendid, well-written movie. Peter Jackson did an amazing job for this final chapter, direction-wise, and how he had everything flow fluidly perfect. Now, as far as special effects go, the CGI and practical effects are just reference material. It's really something to visually behold, and it's so beautifully done. Peter Jackson's special effects department, Weta Workshop, is truly the best when it comes to adding a bunch of special effects to movies. It's hard to believe how real they can make these fantasy creatures look actually real. It's really spectacular. You can definitely tell how much work and passion went into the special effects for Return of the King and also the other Lord of the Rings, because it really shows. It's just stunning how amazing it looks. I read the books for the first time a few years ago, and I highly enjoyed them. I started from the Silmarillion, worked my way through the Hobbit, and went through all three of the Lord of the Rings books. It was a fun saga of adventures that was beautifully written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Return of the King and the other two preceding movies adapted the books perfectly to the big screen. This movie did expand and alter a few things here and there from the book, but I appreciated what Peter Jackson did. After seeing Return of the King in theaters for the first time in 2003, I was left in amazement. It was the biggest and best chapter of the movies. This movie truly defines peak cinema, and it captures a vast array of emotions. Lord of the Rings Return of the King is a truly perfect fantasy adventure film, and you cannot get any better than this. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.